So just breaking that down a little bit, let's have a look at the details of just 1 to 4 of the fire form. And if I didn't say earlier, do make sure you're going to practice this on both sides, aren't you? Let's always have a look to see how you can do all of these movements from both sides. Do that as a matter of course, and you'll find it easier when you get to the end, so you haven't fixed your brain into one side. But let's look at detail. So again, straight stance. Again, a lot of this is going to be repetition, but sometimes you have to hit the nail several times with a hammer to really get it to go in. My feet, toes lined up with the heels in a straight line. Now from this particular form, I'm going to start with my weight fairly central and quite well balanced. And because I might want to move quickly, so in this instance I may be pushing my feet slightly apart. That will enable me to step quicker. If you're starting with your feet slightly pushed, I can go forwards or backwards fairly quickly just by lifting one foot or the other, because I've already got that tension in place. Now pack sound, something is coming in. Now I'm kind of picturing here a fairly light sort of jab, and I'm coming back with full aggression. If someone was really winding up for a big hook, I might be doing something else. So I'm treating this very much like a fast jab, and I'm going to be going around it almost. Remember I said the timing is going to be slightly awkward. You've got to practice this one because we're doing a block and a strike with one step as we go. So the strike comes in, and remember, I've only got to just miss it. I'm not aiming to smash this arm out to the side. I'm just deflecting it very slightly as I step past, or step into even. From here, again, if I'm assuming the arm is here, if you can picture where their head is, you can picture where their neck is. So I'm doing this first one with a very quick, almost coming up and step, so the knife hand hits. If you hit them straight in the neck with your knife hand, it does not have to be the most powerful strike. If you're not sure, give your own neck a little tap and you'll soon realise that your choke response is fairly strong. It's a bit of a shock, it's a bit of a stun. Having hit them in the throat, this next punch, I'm going to be delivering this with a whole twist of the body. I'm coming in just under the ribs. Now, if I hit the ribs and they break, it's not the end of the world, but it's also not necessarily the end of the fight. People will carry on fighting with broken ribs. Trust me, I know. But if you come in just under the ribs, do remember that hitting the liver just underneath the ribs can actually be a knockout blow. And elsewhere we'll talk about why that might be the case. But coming in just under the ribs, hitting the liver or the spleen, both of those can stop a fight dead because the person can actually faint as a result. So I'm coming in and I'm coming slightly up. Remember, I'm coming off this toe. I'm pushing through. So this strike is delivered with, again, not merely the muscles of the leg all the way up, but if you picture the hips being pushed forwards, the shoulders are then going to follow, and I'm coming into this with a bit of force, all right? So I've struck, I'm going to come into this one with some force, I'm pushing forwards. If I let the shoulders drop, I'm getting complicated here, I know this. I'm pushing through from the back. At the same time, I'm letting the shoulders drop a little as I bring this one in. So there's both an upward movement and a downward movement coming together in one as that punch delivers. Now from here, I'm bringing this through all the way. This is a very powerful strike. It can be delivered as a downward strike, it can be delivered straight. In this instance, I'm going to be delivering it coming slightly up. It's going to come in under the jawline, it's going to hit the neck, and that is very likely to be a fight-winning knockout blow. And remember what I said, if you have your hands sideways, you are likely to deliver this correctly with this part of the elbow. If you let the arm turn this way, you're likely to be delivering with basically the end of the humerus, and that isn't funny. If you bring the hand up, you'll deliver with this part of the elbow, And if anyone's ever had golfer's elbow, you'll know how tender that can actually get. This, you do not want to hit this point here. This is the point you're aiming for. Start by getting your hand flat to where it's coming in, and you'll start to deliver this in just the right angle. Have a practice.